Good evening, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us today on this wonderful Wednesday evening, whichever city in India you're dialing in from. I can see quite a few of the participants who have started trickling in. So, very quickly in the chat window, if you could let us know which city you're dialing in from. We have a very exciting session brought to you today by Singapore Management University's Lee Kuan Shan School of Business. I see we've crossed around 60 people in the chat window. If you could let us know which city you're dialing in from, we really want to know where our audiences are coming in from today. Like I said, a very exciting masterclass. Very exciting session brought to you by Singapore Management University. We're going to be talking about the Singapore Advantage, a global career launchpad. I can see people from Surat, Hyderabad, Delhi, Pune, Mumbai, some people even from Pakistan who joined in. Himachal Pradesh. Wow, that's great to see students from the length and breadth of the country who are here today wanting to know all about the Singapore Advantage. So, what is today's session going to be all about? You will get a chance to know more about SMU's MAF and MQF programs and how they can sort of help you elevate your finance careers, get some insights from the admissions team and some alumni who are present here today, learn more about the career opportunities, the program highlights, and of course, get some much needed tips on your admissions and your scholarships. A little bit about Singapore Management University. It is a premium university in Asia, recognized internationally for its world-class research and distinguished teaching. Established in 2000, Singapore's SMU's mission is to generate leading-edge research with global impact and producing uh, very creative and entrepreneurial leaders for the knowledge-based economy. The education is highly interactive, collaborative, and project based. Of course, you are going to be hearing more in detail about that. But before that, very quickly, I want to quickly introduce the panel to you today, starting with myself. My name is Sabahat Farzuk. I represent Seed Global Education. We are a UK headquartered company which facilitates interactions between top global universities like the one that we have with us here today and prospective students like yourself, giving you a chance to connect with the admissions team, the alumni of these institutes, giving you a taste of the programs being offered so that you can make the right kind of informed decisions about your higher education and career plans. Along with me on the panel today, we have Lynn and Audrey, who work for the admissions team for the postgraduate programs at the Lee Kuan Shan School of Business, Singapore Management University. Both of them are here today to answer all of your questions and queries and give you more insights about the programs offered. So I am going to hand over to them in a bit to let them speak to you more about the university and their programs. We also have two alumni who are here with us on the panel today. I would start with Rakesh, who is an SMU alum. He did his MSc in quantitative finance, is currently on an XVA risk manager position at ANZ, specializing in model variations and risk management. He has over 8 years of experience and has previously worked as a model validation quant, developing pricing models and framework. He also has a lot of other experience and he brings a strong analytical background across finance, research, and technology. Rakesh, thank you so much for your time and taking out time from your busy schedule to be
Thank you
present
so
with
much,
us here
Subhash,
today.
for a great
Well,
interaction. Thank you.
thank you. Along with him, we also have Shubham, who's an SMU alum in MSc in Applied Finance and was the recipient of the Impact on Asia Scholarship. He served as a class representative during his time at SMU. He is currently the Chief of Staff at Pilgrim. I'm sure all of you know about Pilgrim. He has done a lot of roles and he is also very passionate about startups, career mentoring, and investment opportunities. I will, of course, give everyone on the panel an opportunity to speak a little bit more about themselves when I bring them on for the panel questions. So I see we are close to 150 of you, 150 plus of you in the audience. To give you a generic run through about today's session, we are going to be speaking about the university and its program, followed by which we are going to be having a panel discussion with the admission officers present here, as well as the alumni. And of course, in the meantime, if all of the participants have any questions or queries, I would request you to please keep dropping your questions in the Q&A box. We will take up all of your questions at the end of the session. But before I sort of hand over, I'm going to quickly kick off the session by launching a poll question for the session today. On the screen in front of you, since all of you have joined this session, what excites you most about the prospect of studying in Singapore? Is it the access to a global financial hub with uh, strong career opportunities? Are you someone who's looking at it from networking with industry leaders and a diverse student community point of view? Are you looking to gain access to high quality education and world class facility that SMU provides? Are you someone who wants to experience Singapore's vibrant culture and lifestyle? Or all of these above things that I mentioned above make it so appealing to you that yes, that makes Singapore a number one choice for you to consider your master's in. So very quickly, on the screen in front of you, I have gone ahead and launched the poll question. If you could let us know what excites you the most about your prospect of studying in Singapore. I'm going to keep the poll question running for a few more seconds before I go ahead and end the poll and share the results. If anyone else is still interested in going and casting their vote, please go ahead and do so. Great. With that, I am now going to share the results on the screen in front of you. Wow, 61% of the audience feels all of these factors above us are what really makes Singapore an ideal choice for them to consider studying abroad, closely followed by the others. So thank you so much, everyone who participated in the poll. With that, Lynn, I now hand over to you. Let us know a little bit more about the university, the programs, the offerings, please.
Thanks, Sabaha. It's such a heartwarming to see that everybody is so actively participating in the poll, commenting in the comment box. I see a lot of people telling us which city they are from, and they are all over India. Amazing, amazing. It is truly what the technology has brought us close, like how technology has brought us closer. Right, we can't be there, but we are very happy to have you here with us today. And I'm here to share about two finance program that is within the SMU Lee Kong Chian School of Business. And the first one, we have the Applied Finance, followed by the Quantitative Finance program. This talk is going to be a little bit long, and if let's say you have any questions, feel free to type them into the chat box and we'll be answering them towards the end of my presentation. Okay, to begin, like what Sabaha had just introduced, we are established in year 2000, which makes us really relatively young school at age 25. All right. When we started, we actually had the support from our government, and we were in partnership with Wharton University. And this can be seen reflected in our classroom teaching styles, because in SMU, all our class sizes are relatively small, and you will be enjoying the benefit of it by having the full attention of the professors, as well as having the opportunity to speak with your classmates in the class. All right. Lee Kong Chian School of Business is also the flagship school of SMU and currently the largest business school in Singapore. And since we have started in our very first batch of graduates, we actually have achieved a very strong employment record and a vast network of more than 3,000 business connections across Singapore and outside of Singapore. And this number is continuously expanding. So for those of you that has never been to Singapore, let me just give you an idea where the SMU is situated. So what you're seeing is actually a map of Singapore, and over here, this is where the CBD area is. So we have our financial centers, business district, National Museum, Sentosa, Marina Bay Sands, all in this area. All right. This is also coincidentally very near to our school. So if let's say you are in Singapore for tourism, do take some time to drop by our school because it's right in the heart of the city center. You'll see very vibrant student life when you visit us, and this helps us foster very good business relations with the businesses around the SMU, right? So this is also why we have one of the biggest network in Singapore, business connection with the various banks, various financial institutes, and also many family office has set up their business over here. Right, so a little bit more about the business school ourselves. For those of you that are interested in knowing more about the ranking, how is the school? Is my degree gonna be recognized after I have completed this master's program? I'm very happy to share with you that SMU is one of those university that have earned Triple Crown accreditation, which is awarded by AACSB, EMBA, and EQUIS. And that really means that we are recognized by the US market, UK market, as well as the European market. So for those of you who wish to, explore markets outside of Singapore after you have graduated, you also have the opportunity to explore careers in the other Western regions as well. To talk a little bit more about our finance ranking, we have recently earned first in Asia and 29th globally by QS 2025 in Master in Finance ranking. For this ranking, we have put our Master of Wealth Management up for the ranking, and we have managed to secure first in Asia. This is also a reflection of it's a testament to our professors and their quality of teaching, especially in the finance market, right? So finance in Singapore is such a big thing because it is one of the biggest finance hub in the Asia region, and we are even so proud to share that sometimes we are one of the bigger market out there in the world. So if let's say finance is something that you would like to pursue long term, or you think that this is going to be your career after you have completed the master's program, come to Singapore, come and explore what is in for you, especially within the finance market. So what is relevant today would be our SMU MAF program. This MAF program is ranked 5th in Asia and 40th globally. Unfortunately, we don't have the quantitative finance program ranked. This is because it's a more specialized program as compared to the MAF program. So what sets us apart from the other universities that is within Singapore or the rest of the world? Singapore Management University, we have a very unique classroom experience, which allows you to have a lot of interaction. And we believe that, business finance is such a soft skill that you need to hone before you practice what is taught in class and you apply the theory into use. So interaction is built by soft skills such as communication, teamwork, leadership. So you have a lot of experience on that. And this is really done by, class projects, a lot of case studies, a lot of presentations. So you will have to work with teams. There is also action-based learning, all right? So we will emphasize the practical outcome through action-based or applied-based learning. When I am sharing more about the elective later, I will touch more on the action-based learning. But to add on, we also have internship opportunity for both MAF and MQF program. So for individuals that wants to, have a hands-on of how a finance industry or the quant industry feels like, take the program, have the opportunity to be intern in one of the Singaporean financial institute. There are also programs that has Asian perspective and global curriculum, especially in the quantitative finance, where we will have an international track. You will be studying in SMU and Bayes if, let's say, you are going for the international track. Lastly, we have excellent faculty and mentors, and you'll be able to learn from them. Our faculty are not just from academics, also from industry practitioner, and this is very important because those who are in academics, they will be able to impart you with knowledge, but those who are the industry practitioners, they are the ones who teach you how to apply this knowledge into use when you go into the real world. So without further ado, let me just take some time to explain about the applied finance program. Along the way, again, if you have any questions, feel free to type that into the chat box. The applied finance, just now I've shared, we have excellent faculty. We also have specialization electives that you can consider. So for those of you who are already taking finance, you don't know what is some of the additional, specialization you can consider, we actually have put them into 3 different tracks. One is the fintech, which is the new and up and coming industry. The other one is real estate. So Singapore is also one of the bigger market player for REITs investment. So the real estate that we are talking about here is more about, valuation, about investing into properties, and a lot more about REITs. And the last one, fund management. This is a traditional, very popular elective track that most of the applied finance students likes to pursue. Like I mentioned, there is internship opportunity, and we find that internship is one of the platform where you can leverage and pitch it to your future employers when you're looking for jobs. So something unique about our MAF program is that we work very closely with Chartered Financial Analysts, which is the CFA. For those of you who are interested in working into investments institution, CFA is very helpful. And CAIA, Chartered Alternative Investment Association, for those of you who are interested in alternative investments, right? So those of you that pursue this, eventually when you have completed this program and you wish to pursue CFA or CAIA, it is very helpful. So this is a snapshot of how, your school life will be like if, let's say, you consider the MAF program. Keep in mind that MAF program and MQF program have very similar semesters. So we will start our semesters with core modules, right? The core modules are over here. You will see a very great similarity to the knowledge that you'll be learning from CFA. Right, so after you have taken this core module, we'll ask you to choose the elective before you go for an open module. So open module refers to either the internship, a capstone elective, or MAF elective, or modules that is offered by other schools. The total time that you'll be here is 12 months doing your studies and one last term where you can do your open module or internship. So most of the students, they pursue internship when they are taking this master's program. We only take in one intake every single year, and that is the August intake. So for those that is interested to apply, we are still recruiting for August 2025 intake. So this is the elective that I've been sharing. There are 3 different tracks for you to consider. One is the fund management, fintech, and real estate. And when I said that our faculty are excellent, let me just give you an example through this elective specialization track that you're looking at. So for our elective specialization, most of them are going to be taught by the industry practitioner. So for example, the newest addition to our elective is the applied portfolio management. So applied portfolio management is taught by a portfolio manager that is currently still practicing in the market. And how we are going to do this is that we have actually raised money to be put into use for students that is taking this module. So we have raised approximately 500,000 for students to manage this portfolio. So only selected students who are in this program are able to take on this elective and manage real money. So I don't think a lot of master's program in Asia context are able to give you that kind of support to help to let you, have a real portfolio management within the class before you even start working. So this is one of those elective that, it is very real life based. You are going to do trading, in real life before you even go into the market. It is a really hands-on experience if you are considering it. Next, we also look into what is needed in the market. As of now, we see a lot of fintech up and coming. For those of you that don't want your career to be too quant heavy, but still want the element of fintech, there are, specialization electives that you can consider. That's very much similar to quant, right? So for example, data science, quantitative trading strategies, and machine learning, fintech for finance, and financial analysis and innovation. What is different between this program and the MQF program is that we have a heavier emphasis on, the financial knowledge, the applied financial knowledge, and also we will touch into a little bit of tech, but it's mainly to help you understand how you can apply this knowledge to and fro fintech. The last one, real estate, is elective track that we work very closely with our local company, the Maple Tree. So Maple Tree is also a big investor for REITs as well as real estate industry. So they are looking to groom, individuals from this program to eventually, work for them in future. So they have also extended a Maple Tree scholarship for those of you who are interested to pursue the real estate track for the long term. And this Maple Tree postgraduate scholarship it is the highest awarding scholarship that we have for this program. Scholarship information I will share at the end of this presentation. So how does our MAF demographic looks like? We do see a lot more different nationalities joining us in our previous years. As of now, we have 19 different nationalities joining us for this program, and a total of 154 students, and 75% of them are actually from international countries. So we have a lot of students that's coming from mainly the Asia region, and also we are increasingly seeing people that is from the Western countries. The average years of experience in this program is about 1.8 and is a relatively young cohort. We are gradually seeing, equal number of male and female gender, and I truly think that, this is a very safe space for ladies out there who are looking to join the finance program and also, have a footprint in the finance industry. Next, we have the quantitative finance program. Quantitative finance program, I can't emphasize enough, the faculty that is within our school is so cool because they come with so much experience, and also the quality of research that they have done is really, really, really good. Our alumni will be able to share, the quality of teaching with you much later. So I will not boast them so much that, it sets your expectations skyrocket. But if you have the opportunity, Google some of our faculty and Google, their experience, you will definitely be very impressed. Our specialization elective, we have 3 different specialization track for you. If let's say you want to specialize in the quant finance area. So firstly, we have the financial data science. And secondly, the newest addition to our specialization track is the algorithmic trading. And third one, which is the traditionally popular one, is the risk analytics. The career prospect, it is a very strong program. Most of the students that is within the program already have a daytime job before they join us, and they truly see the value in our program. Therefore, when they graduate, when they take this program, they already have a job, and most of them actually move on to another role within the company when they have graduated from the program. So our career prospect, it is very strong. There are also internships to help you secure a foothold in quant finance industry when you're graduating. The last one would be the global outlook. Like I mentioned just now, the MQF program do have an international track that you may consider if let's say you want, your experience to be beyond Singapore. So this is what our MQF program looks like. Again, we recruit students every August 2025, and this program is 12 months and with the opportunity to do internship, and the internship will be somewhere between 10 weeks to 6 months, okay? So there are going to be still core module to kickstart your engine, and you'll see that the core modules are a little bit different from the ones that is in MAF. So you'll see that there are going to be, asset pricing, stochastic modeling, derivatives, fixed income securities, risk analytics, programming, quantitative, numerical numbers, econometrics. So everything here is a little bit more mathematic heavy, a little bit more programming heavy, and also it requires you to have some finance knowledge. Most of the program that is taught over here are also taught in Python programming language. So if let's say you are familiar with Python coding language, you will be able to learn much easier than those who do not have the experience. But for those of you who do not have experience in Python or coding or mathematics, fret not. There are going to be some material for you to study, but it is going to be very challenging for you to take on some knowledge because you have to get used to programming language while you are doing your program. All right. And like I shared just now, there are going to be international track for you to choose if let's say you want to have an international experience. So international track, slightly different, is that you will be doing your first module in SMU, second module in Bayes Business School, which previously is known as Cass Business School, which our alumni has experienced, The Bayes Business School has renamed very recently, and they are the same school. You will be there for 14 weeks, and then you will be coming back for your final term, where you'll be doing your 4 elective and finally going for internship in Singapore. So both of the program is 12 months, and if let's say you are finishing the internship over here, it's possibility that you'll be here for 18 months. So this is the elective specialization. Once again, I would like to highlight that, we review this every single year to make sure that what you are studying is the most updated. The elective, again, is taught by market practitioner because we want the student to have application knowledge of how everything that you are learned is used when you are put into the workforce after you have graduated. The newest addition to our elective is actually the market microstructure and algorithmic trading. And algorithmic trading is something that we can't do research, and our professors will not be able, our full-time academic professors will not be able to teach you, what is good in the market, what is practice, what really earns money, you see. We have fortunately, recruited adjunct professor, this current practitioner, to teach you on what he is doing on day-to-day basis, which is algorithmic trading. This is very useful skills, and not a lot of professors actually teach this. So if let's say algorithmic trading, AI, data, and this is something that you're interested in, do give this program a consider. Of course, our other electives are very strong as well. Like traditionally, the financial data science as well as the risk analytic. These are the two popular roles that you will see when you are doing a quick, quant finance job related roles. So we have a lot of companies that are setting up in Singapore, although not as much as the ones we can compare to US. But in Singapore, I believe that we have a lot of roles that is readily available, and sometimes there might not be enough financial data science students to take on to this role. So if let's say you are completing this, there are chances that you will be able to stay in Singapore in the long term. So this is our international track. You will be paying the same tuition fee, but the only difference is that, 14 months you'll be out of 14 weeks you'll be out of Singapore. You'll be in Bayes Business School, and then you will earn a certificate that is jointly awarded by SMU and Bayes Business School. So this degree is a little bit special. You'll receive the certificate, and then you have 2 logos on it. This gives you a good career service, extended career service, because you enjoy the ones in Singapore and you will be enjoying the ones in London, and you will be a recognized alumni from both of the school. So amazing opportunity. We do need students to have at least IELTS of 7 before joining this program, okay? So MQF program, this is what our class profile looks like. We have a lot more local students as compared to the MAF program. We have approximately 30 nationalities that's within the program, and out of which we combine to have 109 students for full-time and part-time. The years of working experience is slightly older than the ones in MAF. We will see about 2.5 years of working experience, and the average age is about 27. Due to the due to it being programming heavy, quant heavy, mathematic heavy, we still see greater preference from the male applicants as compared to the female applicants. But we see the male and female ratio is getting better over the years. Right. So what's the difference between MAF and MQF after sharing so much about these 2 programs? I would like to just do a quick highlight to touch on the differences between the 2 programs. The MAF programs are suitable for those of you who are looking to have a foothold into the finance industry, whereas the quantitative finance program is more suitable for those who are interested to use your mathematics knowledge, programming knowledge, as well as your finance knowledge, to have a career in doing calculation, data science, trading, and that sorts of things. So applied finance, if let's say you are aspiring to do investment strategies, financial analysis, eventually wanting to take CFA, applied finance would be suitable for you. So both of this program, the duration is about the same, 12 months plus internship totaling about 18 months. Application is also the same. We are recruiting until the 31st of May for the August intake. There are different specialization tracks that you can choose from MAF as well as the MQF program. And truly, the feature of these 2 programs is that MAF, we partner with CFA, CAIA to give you a comprehensive perspective of the financial value chain, whereas the MQF program, you will have, we do work with Global Association with Risk Professional, which are the association that gives the FRM, Financial Risk Management certificates. So 2 programs are very different, but are in the area of finance. So for those of you that still don't have like a good idea, maybe looking at what the career and placement opportunity might be helpful. We of course have students as from quantitative finance are able to find jobs in applied finance, and applied finance are able to secure a job in analyst role as well. So this is not exclusive, but this is a general gauge of what are some of the roles that our alumni take after graduation, and also some of the companies that have recruited our students after they have completed our programs. If let's say you want to keep a screenshot of this page, you are very welcome to do so. All right. I'll be moving to the next slide. This is our faculty. Our faculty that I have been very proud of. If you would like to do a quick screenshot, you can take down their names, and then you can do a quick Google after this session. I believe that their experience speak louder than my presentations today. So these are some of our alumni. I always love to share alumni stories, and today we have 2 alumni with us. But I would like to highlight, Kenneth. Kenneth is actually still with us, very actively volunteering with us. He has climbed quite a few times after he have taken this program, and he is still active alumni with us. The other one that I spoke very frequently with would be Kathy. Kathy, she actually has recently just graduated, and previously she was she couldn't uh communicate fluently in English language, and also she was a bit nervous with her presentation. But through our programs, we were able to help her find a job in Singapore, and currently she is working as an oil broker in Singapore. Of course, to do that, to find a job in Singapore, we definitely have our career development and coaching for students that's within the program. Because one of the top questions that students are asking me is, how do I get internship? Will there be placements? How to get a full-time role after you have graduated, right? So this is how our career coaches are going to do. Firstly, our career coach is going to give you advice on how to work on your resume, how to work on your cover letter, how do you go for interviews, and that kind of tips. They are also the ones that will be doing corporate outreach, looking for companies to come in to give talks to you, invite company to consider our students for internship opportunities. So when they secure all these opportunities, they will put it into events. They will invite the employers to come and have a career or industry talk with students. They will organize career networking fairs. This is to help you, gain exposure to some of the industry partners that we are already working very closely with. So some of these resources, of course, we can't put everything into career fairs. We'll put it on our online portal, which is called the On-Track portal, and you will be able to put in your application on the same portal as well. There are a lot of opportunity that we put up there. If let's say you become our student, please take more time on the On-Track portal and use it as much as you like. So after saying that much, what is our admissions requirement? We will need students to have a bachelor's degree. Any field is fine, even though if let's say you haven't take finance before, if you haven't take business before, you are still very welcome to apply. In fact, in our MQF program, we see a lot of STEM students that applied to us and were able to graduate successfully. We also need an updated resume from you to tell us about your experiences, as well as 2 short essays and 2 referees. The referees could be your professors or, someone who have worked very closely with you and is a manager role, and is your manager. We will also need GMAT, GRE. If you have the test score, great. If not, you can also take the SMU admissions test that is administrated by the school, right? So after you have submitted the application, we will reach out to you to ask if, let's say, you want to complete the SMU admissions test if we don't find your GMAT or GRE score. If your undergraduate studies is conducted in English language, which most of the Indian students are, you will not need TOEFL or IELTS. But if you want to go to the MQF international track, you will need to take the IELTS. So if let's say you have any CFA or ACCA certificate, you're very welcome to submit those as well. Those will be very helpful for your holistic evaluation into the program. Right, so what is SMU test? SMU test is very similar to our GMAT and GRE test, where we'll test your aptitude, we'll test you verbal, interactive, and numerical reasoning. So if let's say you have time, do a quick Google. Some of these tests are readily available on the search engine as well. So this is our application process. Once we have received your application, it takes us about 1 to 2 weeks to do the review as well as to administrate you the test. Once you have completed the test, we'll send you for admissions interview. And once the interview has been completed, usually it takes us about 1 week for the admissions decision to be made known to you. The whole process is about 2 to 3 weeks. You don't have to wait for the round end. We do rolling admissions. So once you have put in your application, we will process it immediately. So how much are we looking at? The application fee is usually $100, Singaporean dollars we are talking about. But we will waive it off for all the students that have attended our session, all right? So after this session, maybe Sabah Heart will be reaching out to you, or ourselves will be reaching out to you with an application waiver code, and you can apply to it so that you don't have to pay the application fee when you're sending your application to us. We want to minimize, the barriers that you'll face when you are sending your application to us for review. The SME admissions test, if you do not have the GMAT or GRE test, is at 125 per attempt. Student can attempt up to a maximum of 4 times, but remember, it is 125 per attempt. Once you have successfully applied to the SMU program, congratulations. You will have to prepare the registration fees. Registration fee is about $500 for international students, and tuition fees are 59,950 for both of the program. This will be paid in 3 different billing cycles as well as 1 deposit. Once you have confirmed your seat within the program, you will need to put a 5,000 deposit with us so that we make sure that we save the seat for you, okay? With the fees, of course, we have scholarship that is available for students. You can be considered for any of this scholarship, leadership, impact on Asia, women in business, as well as community impact. Just now I mentioned for students that is taking the MAF real estate track, you can also be considered for the Maple Tree Postgraduate Scholarship. Indian student that is applying to MAF program, you will stand a chance to win the AGL Irudaya Raj scholarship that's awarding students of Indian ethnicity. All right. If let's say you are in any of the partner university, you can check with us. You may enjoy a $4,000 discount. The total scholarship amount for these 3, leadership, impact on Asia, women in business, community impact, can amount up to 30% of the tuition fees. For AGL Irudaya Raj scholarship is amount at $10,000, and also the Maple Tree Postgraduate Scholarship, which is our highest scholarship, amounts up to 25,000 Singaporean dollars per award. Yeah, so I think that brings to the end of my presentation. We definitely will still be around with our alumni, so please don't go yet. Our alumni will be here to answer any of your burning questions that you may have. Okay?
Thank you. Thank you so much, Lynn, for that very, very insightful and detailed presentation. I must say, quite a few questions which have come up in the Q&A box, which we will be taking up shortly. But I'm sure at least to those of you who had a question around the fee structures, Lynn has explained that in detail, so that should give you a better idea. Great. Lynn, if you could stop sharing your screen, I would also like to invite Shubham and Rakesh, if they could please come online. And we could get started with the panel discussion.
Thanks.
Welcome. Rakesh is here. Shubham, great. Shubham, I believe you're here as well?
Yes, yes.
Okay, great. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us for today's session. Keeping in mind the time frame that we are at, I'm going to jump quickly into the panel discussion. Of course, to all participants at any given point of time, if you have any questions, please feel free to drop them in the Q&A box. But I'm hoping that a lot of your questions get covered in this panel discussion. So Shubham, I would like to start with you. How has the MAF program at SMU really sort of helped you in shaping your understanding of finance? And how has that sort of influenced you in your diverse career path? Because you worked across different industries in different domains. So if you could speak a little bit about that.
So first of all, I'd like to thank you guys for having me. And
Thank you so much.
To answer your question, I would like to start off with, as as Lynn showcased, that I graduated in the class of 2020, which I feel has to be the most unluckiest class in the whole wide world, because it was the peak of COVID. So I feel, even though I graduated in the peak of COVID, I feel since the MAF had so much to give to the students, it still helped me a lot. And even when I came back to India within about 2 months, even though I came back in the peak of COVID, even in India, I got a job within 2 months of coming back, and I came back in August when the course ended. And by November, by October and November, I had a job. And I feel so, before this, qualification wise, I'm also a qualified accountant. I'm a CP Australia, and then I did my MAF. So I had a very good knowledge of accounting already, but MAF just gave me a better platform in terms of what finance is and what it is all about. And as also Lynn showcased, I think you don't need to come with a lot of work ex, or even with a lot of knowledge, or even with a commerce or a finance background. And I feel it just helps you elevate your career. And currently I work very closely with the founder at Pilgrim. I'm the chief of staff, so my role now has everything related from finance to strategy and even non-financial things, which I feel is a very good way that how MAF has elevated my career.
Thank you so much, Shubham, for sharing that experience. Of course, in the Q&A box, a lot of students have been asking this question about, do they need to have relevant finance experience before they apply to any of these programs? We have absolutely heard it from the horse's mouth, so to speak, that even if you don't have those skills, SMU will make sure that you are prepared for them. With that, I would like to move to Rakesh. Rakesh, similarly with you, how did the MQF program at SMU prepare you for your career in quantitative finance?
Thank you, Shubhrat. I did my engineering from BITS Pilani in India. Then my mathematical skills were stronger, but I did not know much about the finance world. And when I came across this program, I was actually skeptical between both MAF and MQF. But I was choosing a program where I want to develop my quantitative skills as well as understand more about finance and increase my knowledge about the financial world. So, as Shubham said, you might not need a prior experience in finance, but what you need is a passion for finance. And what you want to see is like what you want to do in the next couple of years, or what do you want to do in your career. So, if you actually want to progress in a finance career, or if you want to just jump into a finance career, I think SMU, MQF, or MAF is a doorway where you can enter that. And once I entered MQF program, I was able to land jobs with UBS, and I worked with ANZ, and I worked with other international banks as well. And in all these companies, I worked in different roles. I worked in quant roles, I worked in model validation, I worked in risk analytics. And I would say only because of the SMU program, I was able to work with different teams and in different fields. So I think this is actually a doorway for someone who would want to step into the financial world.
Great. Thank you. Thank you so much, Rakesh. Truly, from whatever the alums have spoken about, this is the Singapore, the SMU advantage as such for those who are looking to get into the fields of finance. So we've heard a little bit from both of them. And of course, Lynn gave us a very, very detailed presentation. Audrey, I'm going to bring you in now into the panel. My question for you is, from an admissions lens, what are some of the unique features of the MAF and MQF program that sets them apart from similar finance degrees, which a lot of other universities also offer?
Okay, so maybe just to give a general, easier way of explaining, for MEF, usually it focus a lot of, it will give you a very good spectrum of financial product knowledge. So if you're looking into having a wide spectrum of knowledge and get into more familiar into financial industry products in different field, I think our applied finance program can actually introduce this to you and also give you a very good way of applying them when in the course. Whereas for quant finance, Finance. This program actually has very similar platform like Applied Finance, but it involves one extra step, which is programming coding. So our student will actually require to apply Python programming coding. Though we have students who also ask, if I don't know any programming coding, can I still come for MQF? The answer is yes. We will be able to train you right from the start. The only thing is, if you have no knowledge, you might need to spend a little bit more effort to practice and get used to it. Some similar to doing mathematical problem as well. So with that, MQF is actually a program whereby we call it as a cross-disciplinary program,
Okay.
whereby you actually have to apply finance, programming, modeling, as well as application together. So with MQF, it works in a way that you have to apply 3 areas together in order to achieve that models to apply in the industry. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Audrey. I hope some of those questions in the Q&A do get answered by this. Great. I'm now going to move to the next bit. Shubham, I'm going to bring you on. You've worked in both B2B SaaS and consumer industries. How has your finance background sort of helped you navigate these different sectors?
So I personally feel that if you have a good knack of finance, you can
Right.
even go into roles which are technically not finance but are still number oriented, because finance just makes you much more better with numbers. So if I were to look at my roles when I was in B2B SaaS startups, I really didn't have a very finance focused roles, although they were more product oriented and implementation roles, but they still had a lot of number crunching or data analysis or Excel that you would need. And even in my current role, which is a consumer company, since you have to work a lot with data, a knowledge in finance will always help you, in my opinion.
Great. Thank you. Thank you, Shubham. I mean, that is very, very insightful. And of course, being prepared for it all with a good degree as a backing sort of helps everyone. With that, I'm going to now bring in Rakesh into the conversation. Rakesh, the next question is for you. So, quantitative finance is evolving rapidly. What key
Yes.
skills do you think students need to sort of focus on to stay relevant in this industry in today's time?
So one thing is when you are actually already in the bank or when you're already in the financial industry, then you have to get updated with the evolving products. You have to get updated with the evolving technology, as in like AI. But when you're in terms of education, like as Lynn mentioned, they actually review all the additional courses or the electives that people want to choose, and so that is something where people need to concentrate and need to understand. So something into AI trading or something into microfinance is something that is booming. So if the university is already picking up this, then for the students, I think it is easier that way to actually get in touch with such electives and take such electives whichever interests them.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Rakesh. While I have you, I'm going to ask you a follow-up question. What does
Yeah.
a typical day look like for an XVA risk manager, and how do you think the skills that you sort of learned during your MQF apply to your current role at ANZ?
Okay, so first thing, a basic small introduction about my role, because maybe not many people would understand what is an
Yes.
XVA risk manager. So XVA risk is nothing but you're managing the credit risk of all the trades and all the portfolios in the bank. So
Mhm.
ANZ, we have a global structure, but our XVA desk is based out of Singapore. So I manage that desk. And what we do is we look at the credit risk from all the portfolios that we have in the bank.
Okay.
So on a typical day, what happens is once we go in, we actually look at our live position and we see what risks are ANZ exposed to or our portfolios are exposed to. And we usually set a limits to manage our risk. And if ANZ portfolio uh, is focused on any particular risk or is uh, concentrated on any diverging risk, then we try to actually put on more hedges on that risk and manage the risk. So this role is a direct impact on the numbers. So it's something
Okay.
that you would interact with, and it is a live portfolio, and whatever decisions you make on a daily basis actually has a P&L impact for the bank. And the way that SMU helped me is that in the portfolio, we do have all kinds of deals. We do have all kinds of numbers. It is just not the models that you need to understand, but you also need to understand the numbers. You also need to analyze the numbers. You also need to understand where your risk is coming from and how you hedge it. And for this, you need a little bit of experience in portfolio management. You need a little bit of experience in model
Yeah.
validation. You need a little bit of experience in risk analysis and financial analysis. So it's like, you put all the courses together and you put it in the job. So it's kind of what we learned in SMU, but just putting all the courses and all the terms into just one day. So that way, I think the courses are structured very well in the MQF program. You have more of financial analysis as well. You
Mhm.
understand the quant models as well, and you understand the risk associated with all kinds of products, as well as the portfolio management. So I think the course is structured very well, and which actually helps me on a daily basis.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Rakesh. That was extremely insightful. Shubham, I'm going to bring you back on. You're an angel investor as well, right? So, according to you, how can MAF graduates leverage their financial knowledge in the current startup ecosystem?
So first of all, angel investment and I think those who take one of the electives, I think there's also P and VC investing, which I also ended
Mhm.
taking. First of all, as we know, it's a very risky asset class, so I wouldn't recommend somebody to do it very early on in their career. Only when they probably become a bit more mature in their career is when they do it. And I personally feel with my experience in actually working a startup plus with what
Mhm.
I learned in MAF, it becomes very since it's a risky asset class, it becomes very important for you to understand what the numbers are, what are the correct numbers, what are the incorrect numbers, since this is more of
Yeah.
a private transaction and not a public transaction. So the information that you have is very limited and is subject, and it is very much subjected to your knowledge of that particular sector and that particular company. How good do you know about the whole sector? Let's say if it's a
Mhm.
chips brand or if it's a software company, what do you know
Right.
about it? And at the end, since there is not a lot of information available apart from how the company is doing financially or numerical wise, that is where it becomes very important for you to understand and have some sort of specific finance knowledge, where you can sort of understand how will the numbers play out. And you also need to do some form of financial modeling to see how will the company pan out, let's say in the next 5 years, given the
Mhm.
circumstances.
Great. Thank you. Thank you, Shubham, for that very important and useful piece of advice. I'm sure a lot of students will benefit from that. Len, sort of bringing you in to the conversation here, what kind of career support and networking opportunities can students expect from the university, especially international students, who are probably coming to Singapore for the first time once they graduate from these programs?
Yeah, I think our program really is designed for international students as well, because our career coach, what they will do, first, we have the advantage of being the city campus, right? So we actually are partners with a lot of business connection within the area. We are able to bring them in to do career fairs and give information session to students quite easily. So this forms like a platform for students to network with industry leaders. Apart from that, we also have recently launched mentorship programs for our MAF and MQF students. I think mentorship, we are inviting our alumni in to teach or to guide our students that's in the program. So apart from the career coach that you already have within the program, these mentors are also going to give you more insights of what they are experiencing in the market, and this will be able to help students in terms of their career.
Great. Thank you. Thank you so much, Lynn. That was helpful. Uh, a lot of questions around those had come in the Q&A box. I hope that this answers your question. Of course, feel free to visit the SMU website or get in touch with Lynn or Audrey here if you are looking for any more specific information about this. I'm going to now move on to my next section. Let's talk a little bit about uh, funding and scholarships and admissions. So, Audrey, according to you, what are some of the key selection criteria for the MAF and MQF programs, and what qualities do you think really make an applicant sort of stand out during the admission process?
Okay, so in order to stand out from the application and get selected, I think first of all, we did mention that we actually accept all discipline. It means as
Right.
long as you have a degree, you can actually apply for the program. But of course, if you actually happens to have completed or have started your CFA or ACCA or even GRP paper, this will actually stand out because you already have started to prepare yourself in advance. Okay, at the same time, if you are actually interested in MQF, we will also be looking at whether do you happen to have come across with any coding programming language skills. If you have, it's actually a good start. That means you can actually start to go do some research or some video,
Right.
as well as start working on it as well. But if you don't, it's also okay because we will have preparatory course for everyone to join the program to prepare yourself. So in overall, I think we actually have a very wide spectrum of profile and actually allow students to apply. The thing is, you may need to be very clear of what do you want to achieve and what do you want to reach for your career goal. As long as whatever you're looking for, our program is able to match with your career aspiration and goal. I think this will be a good match to actually for us to know your suitability into the program.
Right.
Yeah.
Great. Thank you, Audrey. Lynn, bringing you in, Audrey spoke about the admissions and the requirements. Students also want to know, especially international students, how do they crack that scholarship? How can they make sure that they walk away by getting the right kind of, funding or scholarship for whichever program that they are applying to, and make sure that their profile really stands out in this process?
Yes, for most of the students that is applying to our scholarships, we have noticed that it's not just about the money that they are going to get. It's also a testament to their abilities, whether they are within the program or after they have graduated. So we really look at this profile in a few segments. So for example, we have leadership potential, impact on Asia, community impact, and women in business. All these are categories that are in individuals area, and students will have to write an essay after they have received the offer, so that we can evaluate their profile, and from there see whether it qualifies the category, and we will award accordingly. So if, let's say, for example, a student wants to apply for leadership potential, tell us about the leadership experience, what are some of the examples, what are some of the key takeaways, and from that essay, we will be able to award accordingly. Of course, there are also program specific ones, like MAF program has Maple Tree. If, let's say,
Right.
Real estate is something that the student wants to pursue, do give that a consideration as well.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Lynn. I know we are on the clock, but last few questions before I let you guys go. Shubham, I'm going to bring the next question for you. You received the prestigious Impact on Asia scholarship during your time at SMU. Can you share a little bit about what this scholarship recognizes? What was the application process like? And of course, any tips for prospective students who are looking to secure similar scholarships?
So, in terms of the impact on Asia scholarship, I believe you need to write an essay of sorts wherein you need to tell SMU as to why do you feel you have actually created an impact
Right.
in Asia. And since I think most of the participants here are from Asia, so I think it goes out for them as well as to how can they create an impact. So one of my previous stints before I joined MAF, I actually volunteered for a few non-for-profits, and that is how I felt that I did create an impact here in India. That is what my essay was very detailed, is what I feel, and that is why probably I got this scholarship, as to how did I feel, or how do how did I create an impact? And that is basically, the process was very simple. You need to submit that, and they were very quick on their responses. And if you have any sort of doubts, the admissions team at SMU is very responsive. They'll help you out in the best way they can as well.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Shubham, for sharing that with us. Of course, put your story out there, be true to yourself and authentic. And if anything, you can get in touch with the team. Rakesh, my last question to you is, what advice would you give students who are considering the MAF or the MQF program, but they're a bit unsure about their career direction?
Okay, so one thing I would suggest to the students is to go through the course structure very clearly. Take some time, like, just spend a couple of hours on that, not just see through the course names, see through the course, search about the course, search about what the course would give you, and also search about the career prospects and what kind of career you would be in, and what kind of career you would see in like 5 years time and 10 years time. And especially then if you have any doubts, as Shubham said, like you can reach out to Lynn or Audrey, and they're very helpful. The admission team is very helpful, responsive. So if you have any doubts about the courses or any doubts about the career prospects, you can always reach out to them. Yeah, one thing with choosing the course is to spend time on the subjects that they teach and on the professors and the university. I think that would actually help, because, as I said in my earlier conversation, that I was skeptical about MAF and MQF, but once I went through the course structure, I decided that I wanted to go with MQF.
Great. Thank you. Thank you so much, Rakesh, for sharing your
No
story
problem.
as well.
Happy to have you.
I am now going to jump directly into the Q&A section where we have quite a few questions. Of course, given the current time, we're going to try and take on as many as possible. And Lynn had been kind enough to share some email addresses and contact details for the team at SMU who you can get in touch with. So the first question that I'm going to take up is from Aditya, and I'm sure a lot of students always sort of have this question on their mind. He wants to know if you could guide him on how to craft a compelling application which really sort of improves his chances of being shortlisted. Are there any specific criteria that you'll look at? They want to know what's the secret 101 to cracking that admit to SMU. Audrey, Lynn, over to you.
I'll take the question. Yeah, definitely we will look at your overall profile. Like what I mentioned, what we need is a resume, a personal essay, as well as a referee. If you break this down, essentially is about, we want to know about your experiences, as well as we want to know what is going to be a career aspiration through the personal essay. So we want to know that we are providing you the right education, and we are not just wasting your time. If let's say you come to us and tell us that you're unsure about finance, we are also unsure whether this is a good, you'll be spending quality time here or not. So be distinct about your career aspiration, about what you have done so far. And lastly, your referee is going to be the ones that tell us how good you are. So you can take the opportunity to network with your referees to make sure that they are able to give you a good reference when you're sending in your application. The last interview is actually for us to get to know about you.
Right.
It's not really a test or to challenge you about your experiences. So you can be more assured on the interview part.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Lynn. We have a very, very interesting question from Tanay, who has already apparently received an offer letter for the MSc in management, which is starting in August 2025. But he wants to know, is there a way that he could still, I believe, switch over or learn from the MAF or the MQF program?
We would actually like to find out more about his career aspiration, like what he wants to do in
Great.
future. Because
Okay.
even with our MIM program, there is also a finance specialization track. We want to know, whether he wants to have like a specialization track would be sufficient, or whether he wants a whole CFA level kind of education, or he wants something more quant. Speak to us. Write us an email. We will speak to him one-to-one.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Can I please get in touch with the team at SMU, with Audrey or Lynn, and they will be able to guide you, and as soon as possible, hopefully before you go any further in this process. But all the best to you for joining SMU. Okay, my next question is going to be, a few students have asked this, so I'm going to sort of rephrase this a little bit. One is, of course, what are the sort of what is the sort of hand holding that is given to students who are looking to enter the market right after their graduation and go into becoming future entrepreneurs or starting their own businesses as such? And would, after doing an MQF or an MAF program, this startup or this entrepreneurial path be open to such students? What are the advantages of that?
Okay, I will probably break this into two. One is to explain about entrepreneurship. We do have a program that is specifically looking at entrepreneurship and innovation. But two, we definitely also understand that, a lot of the students, when they are studying finance, they would like to start up their own funds as well. So what resources do we have for students? Students will have access to our the incubators. Incubators including fundings, mentorship, there's in the entrepreneur space. So if let's say you want to incubate your idea in Singapore, start your own funds, looking at some of the resources, we also have very strong fintech companies that has successfully started from our incubators. On top of it, alumni and students have exclusive access to our BIG. It's a facility that they can use if they want to be an entrepreneur.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Lynn. That was really helpful. So whatever career track that you are looking to, yes, these programs are going to be helping you in that direction. A couple of more questions. Of course, we spoke about the GMAT, GRE, and the SMU test, and I'm sure you have mentioned this, but just to sort of reiterate that point and get that out of the way, is there any possible for any test waiver, or is that compulsory?
Yes, GMAT GRE is compulsory. If let's say you don't have these two scores, you can consider the SMU admissions test. Okay, so SMU admissions test is an online test, should not take you more than an hour to complete. The test is quick. It is you can do it at a comfort of your home. It is also a cheaper alternative to GMAT and GRE.
Great. Similarly, when the students are going about filling their application processes, I'm sure you require letters of recommendation. I believe there's no waiver on that as well, correct?
No, we will need referees to tell us how you are academically.
Great, great. Thank you so much. While we spoke about that, while students are looking to apply to these courses, it is not really compulsory that they need to be from the finance background. You all do accept students from various different backgrounds. One question which keeps coming up is, do you require students with prior work experience only who apply to these programs, or are these programs even open to those students who are looking to pursue a master's right out of their undergrad?
I think I would like to invite our alumni to share about their experience as well as
Yes,
their
please.
classmates. How are they like? Rakesh or Subham?
So I would like to take that. So you could actually do it right after your undergrad as well. So there is no necessity that you need to have a work ex. But if you have a work ex, maybe that would help in putting up your resume, or in putting up in understanding how the corporate structure is, and also in understanding what your career goals might be. But I don't think there is a necessity, or there is a requirement for work ex in the application process.
Great. Thank you so much, Rakesh. Shubham, anything that you would like to add on in case if you're still around?
I'd like to reiterate that Lynn's presentation very well pointed that the average work ex here is 1.5 years. So that there are also folks who do not have a lot of work experience. And I think that is what, even during my time, there were a lot of people who came straight out of graduation. So I feel work ex is of course a bonus, but it is absolutely not necessary for you to join the MAF program.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Shubham and Rakesh. Just sort of building on to that question, again, a few questions which have come in, that do these students who are applying to the MAF and the MQF program need to have any prior CFA or AC AA certifications or any of FRM certifications or anything like that?
No, we
No?
are looking to have we are looking to help you achieve that knowledge, not you coming in with that knowledge and then build on it. So even if you don't have that, it's fine.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. I know there are a few more questions which are still left, but yes, we have spoken about these in details. And what I'm going to be doing tomorrow is sharing the YouTube link with all of you with the session today. So in case if you've missed out on any point, you will get a chance to go back and have a look at it. We are already 1 hour, 15 minutes into this session. And I know all of you have a very, very busy schedule ahead of you. So with that, I would love to thank Lynn and Audrey for joining us all the way from Singapore. I know it's pretty late back home, but thank you so much for joining us. And of course, Rakesh
Thank
and
you.
Shubham, thank you so much for your time as well, guys. It was really nice having you share all of your experience. And I'm sure all the participants have also benefited from this. Last but definitely not the least, to this wonderful audience, we hope we've managed to sort of cover all of your questions. In case if we haven't, get in touch with the SMU team or reach out to us at Seed Global Education and we will be able to help you out. So once again, good night and thank you so much everyone for making this a wonderful session.
Thank you,
Sabahar.
guys.
Thank
Thank
you
you so
so
for
much.
much.
having us.
Bye.
guys.
Bye. Good night.
Bye.
Bye. Good night.